Hi, I'm here to give you an update of what has happened this week with our advocacy to CD6, the Office of Resigned Council Member Nuri Martinez, and what's to come with the meeting with the Office of Monica Rodriguez, Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez. So on Monday, we had our meeting with CD6, the former office of Nuri Martinez. We met with Max, Lorena, and Jonah from that office. Their office has a caretaker right now since Nuri's resignation. There is a special election to come, not too sure when. A special election to get a new council member might be happening in the November election, or it might be happening at some other time. But they want a special election so there could be a new councilwoman or person in that seat. Thank you to Al, Cindy, and Alicia for joining us, asking good questions and representing Nature Heals for all of us. We learned that they are dedicated in supporting the motion for it to become a funded project, but we will have to do our part. They think council members will not support the motion because it was presented by Nuri Martinez, possibly. And they said that we need to advocate to Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez to carry the weight to push it forward. More on what we should do for that meeting with Paola, I will explain in a little bit. Paola is the planning director for CD7, Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez, her office. What we learned from Max and the others from that meeting is that funding is not guaranteed as part of that motion, but only directly it's only directing city departments to develop a plan and identifying how much it costs. We hope that they also drew up the plan that, to make all the designs of it, how, showing how improvements will look once it's done. But that too costs money to get an artist, to get a designer to do that graphic design. So it's up to the Los Angeles City Council Committee of Public Works to approve the motion and send it to the entire city council for a vote. We don't know when the motion will be on the agenda to allow a vote for it. They have 2 years to put it on the agenda. Max said he will check in with us in 30 days to see where things are at. They encouraged us to partner with LA Conservation Corp. That's a nonprofit that does community beautification to help maintain the Nature Parkway. They also mentioned the other organizations, but it is not known who will pay for their services. As we all know, organizations, nonprofits, they can't just work for free. They can't just give us free supplies. Someone has to pay for that. We remind you that we can't add plants to the Nature Parkway without a plan to irrigate them. So we can't just ask tree people for trees because, who's going to maintain them? What we can do is advocate to members of the Public Works Committee. Those are members of the LA City Council that are part of only that Public Works Committee to approve our motion. We could ask them, please approve it and send it to the city council, like that whole body of city council, currently 14 members, to ask them to vote on it. Ask them to put it on the agenda because it's urgent for the well-being of the neglected community. And it's time now, since there's other projects happening at the same time. Projects like the deepening, making it deeper at the spreading grounds, making it deeper so that more water could be captured, and the nature park that's coming to Arleta and Paxton Street. So while those projects are being done, let's also work on the streets that the motion identifies. And those are the streets that intersect and surround the Pacoima spreading grounds. So collaboration is necessary instead of pieces only getting done and then forgetting to do the whole area. So the next steps, they are leave public comment on the item using the comment feature where this motion is being shared. They store it on this site, and this is where all the information of the motion sits. This is where it says that it takes 2 years for it to be, paid attention to. After 2 years, if it's not put in the agenda, it just expires. So I'm going to share the link where the motion is stored so you can view it. you could subscribe yourself so that you could get alerts, emails to let you know if there's any activity around this motion. And then on this area over here, this is where you could click to see when you can leave a public comment, asking the council to put it on the agenda and vote in support of the motion. So it'll open up a new window. And here's where you leave your name optional. Your email is required, so there could be correspondence. And then on the bottom is where you type and leave your public comment, asking for it to be on the agenda, for it to be approved so that we could get the community amenities that have not been seen ever in our community. We need to ask everyone we know also to do the same, our family, our friends, to also visit this site, share the link with them so that they could also leave public comments asking, please approve. We could announce it in social media. We could gather at the Nature Parkway and ask the visitors to do the same. I was there yesterday, Saturday morning, while I was watering the plants, and I was able to get 2 people to do it. So it's just a matter of organizing ourselves and advocating and pushing others to support us. We will meet with Paola from Council District 7, the office of Monica Rodriguez, on Friday, this upcoming Friday, October 28th at 3:30. It's a virtual meeting, and we're going to ask them to help push the motion forward with funding. Please let me know if you'll be able to make this meeting. We also need 2 main speakers. The first speaker, as Al did with the office of CD6, we will tell them that we're thankful for supporting the motion and being a second signer. This person will inform Paola who the Nature Heals project is, who's involved, and why we think our recommendations are so important and need to get implemented. We're thankful that the motion is there, but we also want them to be the biggest cheerleader, the biggest champion of this motion, since there's no elected official in CD6. That's Council District 6. I'll be able to share through email the words Al spoke when they were able to be the first speaker. They were able to advocate and give our thanks to CD6. And in attendance, those that are at that meeting with CD7, with Paola from Monica Rodriguez's office, we'll be able to introduce ourselves, say our name and which neighborhood we live in. The second speaker helps us get started with asking the questions. And some examples of questions are, for instance, things like, can the Councilwoman Rodriguez pick up the weight to push our motion for full support, to push it forward now that Nuri resigned, and if they say yes, what does that look like? What does she plan to do? Another question this person, the second speaker, can ask is, how can we get bathrooms and lights at Devonwood Park? Because, those recommendations were not covered in the motion. CD6, Lorena from CD6 office said, well, that park is not in what used to be Nuri Martinez's district. So that's something that Monica had to include, but it wasn't included. So we don't want to forget about those recommendations. We still want to see them. What is Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez going to do so that we could have bathrooms, so families could have a more enjoyable visit at that park and not have to be there just for a few moments and then run out, right? Because lack of bathrooms. And also, where are the lights? Now that winter is coming, it's going to get dark, start getting dark at 4:30. If families get off at work at 5, that means they can't go to the parks in the winter. Not in our community. So these are the type of questions that we want to ask. And you might, by listening to them, you might have some questions of your own. So that's when we just unmute ourselves and start asking questions. We will check in to organize ourselves better for the meeting with Paola from Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez's office, so that we could just feel more confident in who's speaking when. You'll let me know who can attend. If you could attend, just reply to the email that will get sent. We'll meet together virtually on October 26th. That's this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Please let me know if you can make it. So I'm very thankful for everything you've done for the past year. We met each other in October of 2021. And throughout all of our effort, we've been able to achieve success by getting the attention of now members of the Public Works Committee who can vote to approve that a plan get designed so that money could be identified of how much would it cost to improve the street, the sidewalk, to maintain the plants, to put lights. They'll be able to put a plan together. And once that plan is identified, then the city council, all of the members can say, yes, let's pay millions of dollars for this to get done because there's other projects already in the works and we can't leave this project incomplete for the people of the Northeast San Fernando Valley and all the visitors that can go and see it for themselves that live in Los Angeles and in our county and our beautiful state, possibly even our world. Thank you so much for your attention. Please let me know if you'll be able to make it on Wednesday for us to organize for the meeting on Friday, the 28th. Also, if you are able to attend that meeting with Paola on Friday, October 28th, starting at 3:30, that is virtual, please reply to the email as well. In solidarity with all of my appreciation, thank you so much for your participation and support.